Boy, do we have a wonder kid for you guys today, and when you start off by saying he's scored more goals than games in this simulation, you're already on track for a great episode. Add on to that the fact that he's available to sign in most of your saves, and he actually comes fairly cheap, whilst also being good right from the off with little development. He is really the complete package, and I can't wait to show you him today. Hi everyone, Jake here for FMSCOUT and welcome to another episode of Wonder Kid to Superstar. Now if you didn't guess based on that intro, today's player is a striker and he is going to blow your socks off with the way that he plays and performs in this video, as well as his development as well actually, because the attributes this guy eventually gets to are insane. So I'm going to show you where to find him now. If you do enjoy this video, smash the like button for us. Any support is massively appreciated, and let us know who you'd like to see next in the comments down below. Subscribe for more content like this and let's go check him out. So the first thing we're going to need to do is to head over to Austria, where of course the team that produces so many Wonder Kids is, and it is of course Red Bull Salzburg. They have a particularly good track record of producing some great young strikers, and if you go into their senior squad, somewhere you will find this man here, Karim Konate, an Ivorian striker who you might have noticed I've already bought over to Real Madrid. Now he's 18 years of age and we'll get into all of his attributes in a second, but to let you know, his potential range is 140 to 170 and his transfer value when he was actually at Salzburg was 1.5 to 4.5 million. Might be different in your save, but this is him on the higher end of his potential range, so I think we've done quite well here. I have seen him sometimes 7-8 million, so give him a scout, see what he's valued at your save, and he just might be worth the sign-in. And I say just might, he pretty much will be, because straight away he is a physical monster. He's 5'10", but that doesn't matter too much. The fact is he's quick, agile, pacey, with good stamina, and whilst his jumping reach is low, everything else looks very good. Now if we go into his mental attributes, his bravery is off the charts, and whilst his decision making needs some work, he does have high levels of work rate, off the ball work and technique, whilst also being a good finisher and dribbler. But he is going to develop a lot in your save if you give him the right opportunities up front. And as good as he is right away, he's clearly not ready to start for a team like Real Madrid, but we don't care. In the simulation, we'll be asking the assistant manager to use him as often as possible, and you'll also see he's not bad with his weak foot. Like I say, I've moved him over to Real Madrid and we'll be using him as a striker in a 4-2-3-1 gegenpress preset tactic. I also have him being mentored by some of the better players at the club because his personality, at least in this save, is only balanced, which isn't obviously amazing, not awful either, but I'd like to see that improve. And then in terms of his training, as always, I'm just focusing in on that advanced forward role so that when he does develop, most of those current ability points that he earns will go in to those things that he actually needs. The first touch, the passing, the things we mentioned that he is lacking with. Now that he's in the team, we'll show you him after a bit of simulating. First, after a couple of years at the club to see him at the lower end of his potential range, then at his prime, and then we'll check out how he did in his overall career. So let's get right into it, shall we, as we simulate a few years ahead. Okay, here we are in 2024. Karim is now 20 years of age, played a full season at the age of 18, but then because he was then over 18, the game didn't register him and he didn't really get as much game time as I would have liked, but fear not, it will get better from here. But let me just show you how good he is even when he isn't being registered or playing regularly, because he's had a fair bit of development now. His physicals are doing very, very well, and his mental attributes have become extremely well-rounded. Great technique and finishing, as well as his dribbling, long shots and heading, all improving. His passing's got much better, his decision-making he's worked out, and he's even added a few traits to his game. Now, as an advanced forward, he has got the lot, and whilst he isn't Real Madrid quality just yet, he certainly will be, and you can also see that his valuation has gone to about £40 million now, showing he's definitely worth that initial investment, the Ivorian. Some of his weaker areas have definitely been improved now with better passing, decision making is really good, as well as that heading going up a little bit, and overall just a general improvement which you would expect. He's currently sitting at 140 current ability, so he is on the lower end of his potential range here. If you got the worst version of Karim Konate, when fully developed he would look something like this, so definitely worth those under £10 million investments, because he's now supposedly valued at around 40 million, and that's after a season of only playing 4 games, I think it was. So let me show you how he was playing straight away. Near enough a goal a game, 37 in 38 appearances. appearances at such a young age. That was extremely impressive, with a 7.25 average match rating. He then played 4 times in the league the next season before not being registered, and scored 10 goals with an 8.27 average match rating. Yes, he is scoring a few penalties here and there, but overall he is doing very well for our side. I've seen the full simulation of this, and he does get registered. He does start developing and playing on a regular basis, but even without giving him that much game time, you can see just how good Karim Konate might become. So now for the good bit, let's simulate to see him in his prime, to see just how good Karim Konate can be for you. We've passed about 10 years since we first introduced you to Karim Konate. Real Madrid have just topped the league, and I'm sure if we looked, we would find our top goal scorer was none other than Karim Konate, now apparently captain of the club. But let's see just how well he's been doing. Has he developed well? Has he been scoring goals? Well, starting off with the develop well question, the answer is a resounding yes, because he is not just a very good player on paper with those attributes, but in terms of what you need to be successful in Football Manager this year, Karim might just be the perfect Wonderkid striker. Before we take too much of a deep dive into him, I'd like to let you guys know I have just started a new series yesterday on my channel, which you can find linked in the description. We're doing a Let's Play series with Aberdeen, where we not only try to disrupt the old firm at the top of the Scottish divisions, but also hopefully win some European trophies. It's going to be a slog, but hopefully a great series. So if you want to come check that out, I'd massively appreciate it. Check out episode 1, see what you think, and take it from there. But Karim now is 29 years of age, 97 appearances and 78 goals for the Ivory Coast. That isn't a national team that's going to be bagging in goals for fun, so it's great to see that he has been. Physically phenomenal, right? I mean, everything looks great. Strong, quick, agile, great balance and pace. Mentally, he is pretty much perfect. 17 for off the ball, 15 work rate, 16 vision, 17 decision making, composure, bravery, which he's had all along. He has just became the perfect player now in terms of those mental attributes. Then you might think, well, he clearly can't be that good technically. He is. 16 dribbling, 17 finishing, 15 first touch, everything you'd want. His passing is at 14, his technique is at 16, penalties at 14, heading at 14. He is the perfect striking option, and he's been this good for a long while, guys. It didn't take him that long to get to this point. As with many strikers, once they start playing well and playing regularly, they develop nice and quick. And I mean, you can see here, as soon as we got Karim registered, he just went, yeah, I'm going to show you what you've been missing, because he's been scoring goals for fun every single season. 40 odd goals on a few occasions in only 30 odd matches. One season getting 48 goals and 36. That's very impressive. A few assists here and there, and some great average match ratings. To let you know, my head will be covering it, but so far, 416 games played, 425 goals with 34 appearances. Add on to that 34 assists and 57 Player of the Match awards. He has been doing very well. But as mentioned, I have a simulation with Karim at the end of his career, so let me quickly switch to that. And whilst clearly his attributes have started to downgrade a hell of a lot, he's still been bagging them for fun, everyone. I mean, that is incredible. I hadn't even seen that until now. 60 goals in 35 appearances. He didn't even bother to play all 38 and he still hit 60 goals. 13 are penalties. I want to point that out. 13 goals are penalties, but that is still, what's that? Do the quick maths, Jake. 47 goals that were actual in-play goals in only 35 matches. Insane numbers. Great average match ratings all around. He's now at 787 goals in 705 appearances with nearly 60 assists as well. He must be a Real Madrid legend by now, scoring that many. I actually would expect his average match ratings to be a little higher than what they are there, considering how many goals he's scoring, but you can't complain too much. Karim has done very well, and at the age of 37 must go down as one of the best strikers to ever exist. What a phenomenal record he has had. And has he won any Ballon d'Ors? I haven't checked this, but I feel like it would be criminal if he didn't win any. And actually, he might not have done. He might not have won a Ballon d'Or, and that is slightly disappointing. Particularly, there was that season where he just absolutely blew it out of the water. But clearly not good enough to get in the Ballon d'Or rankings, which has gone to Wilfried Gnonto and David Palmer, João Veloso, who's won it on a few occasions, João Pedro as well. Just as a side note, João Veloso looks incredible. Maybe he needs a wonder kid to superstar on him. But yeah, what a simulation this has been for Karim Konate. For how cheap you can get him, he can be a phenomenal striker. He's definitely worth a scout, and he also is likely willing to join clubs that aren't at this elite level of Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Chelsea, Man City. You could maybe sign him for a mid-table, low-table Premier League team, and who knows, he could be the striker that carries you up the divisions and to trophies. I'm going to give him a 10 out of 10. Incredible attributes, incredible performances on the pitch. You can't ask for much more. Wish he'd been given a Ballon d'Or, but it wasn't to be. Karim Konate, the Ivorian dream, a monster striker. Let me know what you think of him in the comments down below. Smash the like button if you did enjoy, and subscribe for more content like this. If you want to as well, check out my channel, linked in the description. But most of all, have a great day, everybody, and I'll see you next time. Thank you, and goodbye.